3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of Huff and Brown.
Gotta stagger a little bit.
There you go. There we
Sounds
go.
like real
This is
applause
a
that way.
wave of claps.
Had to get it in. That's right. You had to elongate.
Dude, it's looking like clean in here.
It's looking clean as hell in here today. The studio got a fucking refresh.
Hopefully, no spiders around either.
Yeah, hopefully we're not in the fucking spider's web anymore. These goddamn recluses climbing on us.
How many spiders did you find today alone?
I'm gonna say 4. Brown recluses.
Brown recluse.
Yeah, flesh-eating, limb-devouring, fucking arachnids.
Yeah. Not fun.
It's not a fucking good feeling, dude.
Skip that.
And our guests probably feel like so comfortable right now. And
Yeah.
after hearing that.
Yeah. Welcome to the Huff and Brown studio. You're sitting on the fucking sex couch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's where I like to be.
It hasn't been sexed on, but like, still call it the sex
Yeah,
couch.
you still call it sex couch.
You gotta have a name.
It's never too
Yeah.
late.
We have, we got fucking Brandon. We got fucking Jordan.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
From the band Highway Natives.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Couple of musicians sit on the couch today. 4 to be exact. One half musician's in the chair behind us. Dale's here.
Oh, a bass player in the back.
What up
Everybody.
to
Give it up
Dale?
for Dale in the back.
Dale,
Everybody
Dale.
doing the fucking most.
There he is. Say a couple
Dale
words.
doing the most.
Oh, Dale didn't have a microphone today because we have 2 guests.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
This is the first time we've had 2 guests on and Dale's actually here.
Yeah. Well, I think this is the first time we've had 2 guests on, period.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hey, it's first time for everything.
Popping
you
us.
know?
All right.
Word. Well, tell us a little bit of like what. So you guys are in a band. What's your band? Highway Natives. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking paying attention. I'm doing a goddamn research.
Yeah, man. Called Highway Natives. Jordan and I were lead singers and trade off on verses and choruses and all that.
Dude, if you can pull that off, that's always really cool. I like that shit.
Yes. So did you two just started the band? How many people are in the band itself?
right now, what is it, 5, 6?
Yeah, we got a total of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you guys just write a bunch of music and kind of just find guys that hop in and be like, "Yo, play this"?
Well,
It was a long process. I mean, the band itself had been, it's been at least, what, a year, maybe a year and a half in the making?
oh, yeah. Yeah, he and I, we would get together and write some music here and there. And, you know, we liked what we got down. We vibed together, hung out a lot, and decided to put that creative energy into one single thing. It started out as a duo, and both of us had always kind of envisioned a band and kind of longed for that. So we got a few buddies together that we respect and enjoy playing with, and, you know, asked them one day if they want to kind of be a part of it as well. And it kind of went from there.
That's awesome. That's kind of
Yeah.
like what David and Sweet Talker did. Him and Ryan.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of
Yeah.
aspect. That's cool. Where'd
been
you guys
fun.
meet?
Facebook, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I actually moved here August 2016, or June 2016, actually. And when did you move here?
It was July of 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had moved here to focus on audio engineering for a while. So I got out of playing. I would work on, I would write here and there and maybe work on a song or something. But I focused on engineering for the longest time. And I reached out on this networking page on Facebook for some songwriters to play with. And Jordan commented on it and sent me some material. And I vibed with it and I liked it. And we actually met up that night or not that night, but a couple nights later to get up and write. We didn't get a damn thing down. We just drank a
beer.
6-pack. Yeah, right.
Basically.
Drank a 6-pack, and we were like, this is cool, man. And then I asked him where he lived. He lived right across the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we met up downtown for the write and didn't know where each other lived. And, you know, when we sat there, we were like, fuck, we could have just hung out at home.
Yeah.
Fuck this downtown traffic.
Yeah. Hell.
I think there's very few times that, like, especially in that kind of circumstance, when you meet somebody in that way that try to collaborate musically, and I feel like, you know, one times out of like 100, something musical actually happens that first time. You know, it's usually like hanging out and like making sure you at least vibe with people first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's important when doing music. You've got to have chemistry with the people you're playing with. You got to be
100%.
like, okay, I can stand to be around this dude for
sure.
at least a few hours at a time to
sure.
do something.
I think on the same token too, it's like if that does happen, you do end up clicking right then and there, awesome. But probably not going to happen. But I also think that too many people give up after like not being able to make something click the first time or maybe even the second time. You know, like oh, this isn't working. Sometimes you just got to get used to like playing in a room with each other. You know, so
that's right. Just learning each other, being patient. Just
So do you guys like do you both write, or is there one like main writer and the other person's kind of? I'm always interested to see like what people's process are like that.
It's both. I mean, because when we first met, that was based off of writing. So we automatically came into the situation knowing we were both going to be creative writers. But as far as the band goes, it's all a collaborative effort. I'll write a song or ideas. I mean, at this point now, we're shooting everything back and forth. A title or even a voice memo or something like that, and
even just some chords. Or some,
and if anything bounces off of that, it's maybe a couple nights later, a week later, a month, 3 months later, and we'll revisit it or something if somebody's got the idea that comes back.
It always amazes me that how you might think an idea is stupid, and then like down the road you're like, nope, that was actually a really good idea. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a firm believer that it's gotta sit and
marinate.
ferment for a little bit. Marinate
for
sure.
There's been a ton of times where I'll make a voice memo of something I wrote and I'm like, fuck this is stupid. And I just stop writing it, and then I'll try to look for something to work on and go through my voice memos, and it'll pop back up, and I'll be like, hey, this is
do you ever wake up in
worth
the
working on.
Dude, maybe this is just me, and hopefully it's not, but do you ever wake up in the middle of the night something?
Yeah, I did that last night.
Really? And then sometimes, like 95% of the time when I do that, I'll go back and listen the next day, and I'll just be like, like, I was like, I'll just get the idea down, it'll be fine, and then tomorrow I'll remember like exactly what I meant, and then I just listen to it the next day, and I just sound like a fucking
can't even get the idea.
Yeah.
You're like, what was I saying?
Yeah, like, oh man, that happened.
Was I drunk?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Most
exactly.
likely.
I think that's pretty cool, though, how you guys met on Facebook like that. Just like the accessibility to find people to connect with and be creative with. And
power of the internet.
The internet, it's a fucking cool thing, man. There's plenty of shit to be said about it, but I think stuff like that. I know, like when I was in high school, we had a deathcore band. We found a dude on Craigslist who's still, I mean, he doesn't live here anymore, but he's still, like, we're in a group chat. He's one of our best friends.
Nice,
and it's off a dude we met on the fucking Craigslist
Yeah,
ad.
man. It's wild how that happened, dude.
There's nothing that beats, human contact, obviously, but the fact that you can kind of weed through everything else that's out there and say, okay, I'm going to focus on what I like and what I would like to do, it just makes it so much easier. And, we've met a couple of our guys, in our circle or girls on, social media.
Yeah, social media.
Which there's something to be said for running into somebody organically at a bar or something and hitting it off.
Grills.
But, the grills, exactly.
Right.
But the chances of that are, I don't know, maybe in this town it's a little bit better, but it's nice to be able to see somebody up there. They're like, this is what I'm trying to do, and just cut the bullshit.
For
of
sure.
Like, oh,
For sure.
is it wasting your time getting to find out what their real motive is?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's so much different now, too, with all that than it was like 40 years ago. 40 years
Even
ago, it was
20
like
years ago, bro.
Yeah, it's like I wrote a song. He's like, oh, the song rules. Yeah, I've been jamming for a little bit. Like, I think Rick's cousin plays bass. We could probably call him.
Yeah, right.
Like, and then he comes over.
Or it's like, who plays bass?
Yeah, do that. And
I
then
messed around a little bit.
I guess you're about to fucking
You play
learn,
guitar.
dude.
Yeah.
You just tune your guitar down?
yeah,
Well, Spider's a better guitar player than you, Thad, so you're going to have to learn to play a bass.
Right. You don't play an instrument, so you can, like, sing.
yeah. I guess you're the singer. I guess that makes you the singer.
Right.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah, Thomas, you're always getting in fights. You want to be a drummer, dude? You can hit the
You
shit,
hit
dude.
shit hard. You're an angry
Maybe
person.
it'll be good therapy for you, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel like every single like biopic they make about bands and shit, it's always like it's too perfect. Like it couldn't have happened the way it does, and like it's like, oh, we click. You know what I mean? Like there had to have been like months and months and months of like trial and error, and shit like that.
For
I guess
sure.
I guess that'd make the movie really boring though if they went through that whole process because that's a boring process. But
Totally. Did you guys watch that Motley Crue one? The biopic?
Oh yeah, on Netflix.
Dirt.
I haven't watched it with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, was
I
that him?
thought it
in
was a
that?
pretty good one.
I think I fell asleep during it. Not that it was bad. I think I was just really tired.
I think the acting was a little corny, but it was a.
So was Motley
Pretty
Crue. So-
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I might get some hate for it, but I never really was a huge fan of Motley Crue.
I mean, Vince Neil's not really good.
I mean,
They're just fucking crazy.
I'll give them credit where credit's due. I guess they've done their damn thing, but it's not my fucking jam. You know what I mean? I've never listened to Motley Crue and just been like, hell yeah, boy, I'm gonna drink some beer and fucking get some puss.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's not like that.
Right.
I mean, I never got into him really either, but I would have loved to go to like one of their shows back in like the
To the prime
heyday,
time.
yeah.
But dude, there's so many other bands from that time period I think I would rather go see. Like
Oh,
in
for
the
sure,
80s, like
yeah.
fuck, dude,
For
I'd rather go
sure,
see
dude.
goddamn Ted Nugent even
Yeah,
in
man.
his prime. See him fucking running across fucking platforms and acting like the Motor City madman.
Yeah, that would have been cool too. I bet you could probably, he probably still plays, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like back when he was the shit.
Yeah, but now he stands up there and plays and may shoot an occasional arrow across stage. You know, back then he was fucking hauling ass, fucking in a goddamn loincloth.
A loincloth.
Yeah, man. My stepdad, he was big on a lot of that 80s rock and stuff, and man, I gotta say, I jam out at some Motley Crue. I jam out all those guys, Ted Nugent, you know,
mean, dude, it
Def
slaps, like-
Leppard, a lot of that stuff, man. That's we always used to listen to that in the truck, man. He'd crank it up, and it was
That was like an interesting time for rock. That like,
It was completely revolutionary.
yeah,
It was, and then Nirvana came through and put a fucking nail in that coffin
Yeah,
for him,
right.
too.
yeah.
Right.
He goes, hi! And they're all like, oh, shit.
Well, he was like the exact opposite of what their image was. You know, he was like,
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm not going to bathe. I'm going to wear nail polish, but it's going to be black.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll wear this dress, but not because I'm.
I hate you, stepdad Steve.
we're talking about, you know, a band that was revolutionary, you know,
Nirvana?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you change the game like that, and then like a billion other bands come out that sound exactly like you,
Exactly.
you pretty much done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like
Yeah, man.
that's impressive when you kind of just like flip a genre on its head, and then everybody else wants to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
In a fairly short amount of time, too.
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Was
Quit
it-
overnight.
I mean, you could give Pearl Jam that a little bit too. I think.
Absolutely.
Think
But I
sure.
feel
They
they
were
were
up at the
they were
same
hella
time.
different than Nirvana though. They were
Yeah.
still that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
grunge
yeah.
thing, but they were like we're gonna appeal to like the normal people. Too,
Right.
you know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
just people that are like
Angsty.
angsty. Yeah, exactly.
90s angst.
Yeah.
So if you
People
could-
that want to understand more than I guess 45% of the lyrics because you really can't understand any better either.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
There's this misheard lyrics video of Yellow Ledbetter. Highly recommended you watch it. I don't know how to like explain this, but
but go watch it.
yeah, go watch it. It will be the top video that pulls up when you search it.
Dude,
That's a good one for mumble rock.
Yellow
It's just
Ledbetter.
Yeah.
God.
It's Pearl Jam in general.
All right, I got a question for you guys. What would your ideal tour be if you were to hit the road with like any say 3 acts? Who would be the 3 that you'd want to hit the road with? Like, and in a perfect world, it'd be whoever the fuck.
Oh man,
That's a big
it has to be
question.
alive.
Yeah, let's do a live.
Okay,
Why not?
alive.
Let's stick
Alive.
with that. That'll narrow it down a little bit.
Ooh, there's a lot.
Hall of Notes, George Michael hologram.
Yep.
So Wham too,
George Michael Holland.
and Kenny Loggins, dude.
That's solid.
Yeah.
You know
That is
how many
solid,
middle-aged women will just be flapping their tits around, dude, like front row?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. As soon as Loggins hits the stage, there's not going to be a dry seat in the house. Let's just be honest.
No, and you're gonna be covered in fucking extra large
Titty
size
milk.
panties, and yeah, warm
Extra
titty milk.
large.
Titty milk.
Man, I'd have to say the Eagles just because they're probably one of my like all-time favorite bands.
I can dig that.
And just to mainly for like the historical knowledge, I'd probably be a sponge with those guys if they let me talk to them.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Stapleton for the learning as well, just to see his craft every night when he's singing
Oh,
and
Chris
playing
Stapleton.
to a crowd.
Yeah.
He looks like a fun guy to hang out with,
Oh
too.
yeah.
He just looks
Um,
so chill.
Yeah.
The last one would be tough, man. I'd probably have to go with a heavier.
You throw you a wild card in there.
All right,
So Limp Bizkit,
Yeah, Limp Bizkit.
wouldn't mind. Yeah, man.
Rolling.
partying with Mr. Durst. There's this cook that used to work at this restaurant I worked at, and he looked exactly like Fred Durst's fat brother. Like he wore the backwards hat and everything. And dude, this guy hated me because I only called him Ricky Durst. I was like, "Hey Ricky, can I get it?" He's like, "Shut up, fuck you,
RD." What's up, RD?
RD, Ricky Durst.
What do you think, Brandon? Who do you on tour with?
Man, I think Brent Cobb would be fun to tour with. I love that dude's music. I'm all about his albums right now.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with him.
I'm not either.
Yeah, we're going to see him tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
After this,
Yeah.
he's at the Basement East.
Oh, hell yeah. Brent Cobb.
Yeah, he's just he was a big songwriter around town, and kind of similar to Stapleton. He just kind of started doing his own. Well, he was doing it for a while, right?
Are you guys familiar with Dave Cobb, the producer? He owns RCA Studios.
I mean, I know of RCA, obviously. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
done
know Dave.
He's done Stapleton's records and stuff. Anyways, he's done a lot of guys: Sturgill Simpson, Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
That Brent, they're cousins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're just
He got
taking
that
over
hookup.
this town.
He
right
got
now.
that sweet
Yeah.
hookup. That's what it is. I see that.
Dave, from the way that Brent tells the story in a couple of interviews I've heard him talking about it, he was saying that I guess because Dave was doing a record with Shooter Jennings out in California, and they met at a family reunion. I don't even know if they knew each other or what. I mean, that's his story to tell, but they ended up meeting, and he had heard that Dave was producing out in L.A. or somewhere in California, and he slipped him a tape and was like, "Hey man, you should listen to this."
Planted the seed and it went
Yeah,
from there.
and it's so funny though
Hell
because
yeah.
they were family members, but I guess weren't really that close in the beginning. So.
Yeah, that's
crazy how
fucking-
things
That's
work.
wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool. As
Hey, I want that to happen to me. Like, I'm your
Yeah.
long lost cousin. By the way, I have this.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're gonna sign you, yeah.
Then you play for him. It's like, oh, actually,
I might have a desk job for
yeah,
you.
right. We need a male
You
guy.
can sell merch.
Yeah.
So,
You can put a tip bucket out, man.
Yeah,
Some
that'd
of
be
the
good.
cities tip well.
right. Do you mind driving the bus or
Yeah.
van too?
While you're at it?
Yeah.
So what do you guys have with the band? What do you got going on with your band? Y'all got anything in the works?
Yeah, man, we're still in the beginning stages for sure. We've been steadily trying to kind of build it up a little bit. Trying to play a show or two a month. Kind of get tight with everybody. But we're planning on going in first week of next month to track a record.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we'll be doing it at Gnome Studios with our good friend Will Kinzel. He'll be engineering, and yeah, that's kind of the bigger thing on the books right now. But mainly just building a network around town and outside of town, and just honing in.
Being seen and putting out content.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. I feel like content is king in this day
Dude,
and age.
it is.
Just
It is.
no matter what it is, just constantly putting your name out there. And
Yeah,
some people
staying-
be like, all right, I fucking get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you still just got to be like, all right, well, you're going to get it more,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
right, yeah.
Well, it's part of your resume. And I mean, I think a lot of times too, and it's a struggle for artists and creatives alike who, your job that's part of your job.
Yeah.
But you're constantly thinking, if you're a humble person, I don't want to be putting myself out there like this and stuff like
Right.
that. But that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
You know?
You do.
Kind of got to just take that dive.
Yeah, and
For
some
sure.
people are going to hate you for it. Some
Oh, yeah.
people.
Yeah, some people.
you're gonna have your
You're going to
haters.
lose some friends.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
You're going to lose some time.
Yeah. Well,
And they may be looking at it the wrong way,
For
though,
sure.
too, They're like, who knows? But
it's just like fishing, man. You got to throw that
You just
reel out
fucking
there.
wet a line, let it sit out there.
Yeah.
Throw your
Yeah.
big old fat chaw in.
Yeah.
Sit
yeah,
back,
exactly.
Throw John Prine on.
I think it's totally possible to be put something out and you receive feedback from it, and then going back and not necessarily reworking your shit, but just honing it in more, and maybe
Yeah.
and even if it was criticism that you don't agree with at all, still keep it in the back of your head.
For sure.
But I don't think you should go about it being like, oh, we fucking suck because Susie didn't like us or something like that, or
Right,
this
right.
one person that I thought would have liked it didn't like it, and they're like, oh, we're totally doing it all wrong. You know what I mean?
There's people who say they hate the Eagles or Michael Jackson. And shit,
Yeah.
There's always
everybody's
gonna
got
be-
haters.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
saying
you
we're
can't let it
anything that-
hinder your creativeness or
Right.
Great
who
band,
you want
by
to
the
be
way.
as a
Great
person.
band.
Yeah, Hinder.
Yeah.
Great band, by the way.
Hinder.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who do you think would win between a fight with a gorilla and a bear?
I would go with the gorilla.
Me too.
Smart man.
Yeah. I don't know though. Bears, like that's a fucking crazy animal.
I think aside from a polar bear, I think a polar bear would have a chance with a gorilla, but they're never gonna meet.
Yeah.
So gorillas, correct me if I'm wrong, but they have a pretty big like jaw to bite, right? I would say because a bear is gonna have his claws
Right.
Yeah.
to come after.
But
I don't know. That's tough.
The
man.
gorilla has like the agileness, so he could like jump on his back and choke him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
he
he's got them
does.
fangs, dude. The gorilla's got fucking
That's
fangs,
true.
dude.
That's
They,
true.
they
There you
got
go.
some vicious
That's
bites.
what I was thinking.
And they're
Yeah.
Bears got
both-
tough skin though,
Yeah.
granted, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that tough.
They're both just fucking violent.
That would
though,
be
man.
that'd
be a hell
fucking-
of a fight.
That would. I mean,
Yeah.
not that I endorse
It's called
any
Dana
kind of
White.
like animal cruelty or animal fighting, but that'd be interesting to
That'd
see
be
in the
crazy,
wild.
man.
Dude, if I had a lot of money, I would like make this happen. You know what I mean? Because look, you got two different climates, right?
Yeah.
So if the polar bear's in the jungle where the gorilla's at, gorilla's probably gonna win because the polar bear's like it's pretty fucking hot,
That's
you know.
true.
And
That's
And then
true.
if the gorilla goes to the North
Arctic,
Pole or whatever, and he's like it's pretty cold, and the polar bear's like you're on my turf now, bitch. So you'd have to like get them both flown out to a certain place, a neutral weather environment,
climate controlled
facility, and then like do it that way. That'd be the only way it would be a fair fight, I think.
Or you get super rich, you start some kind of like fucking company where you pollute the earth like hella pollution, and you speed up climate change,
Right.
And to where polar bears actually adapt to being in warmer climate, and you pretty much end humanity. But it's the
You get
fight
to
for,
see the fight.
the fight for climate change
Yeah.
gets to happen after all of mankind is wiped out.
And then whoever wins
And
that fight is
gorillas
the king
and
of the
polar
world.
bears walk the earth together.
Nice.
Hand in hand. All right, what about a great white shark versus a killer whale?
Killer whale. They got the intellect.
I think
think
are they smarter than sharks?
I think a shark, man.
Killer
I
whales.
went with shark.
I think sharks are going to
whales
be
are
more
smart.
agile in the water. They're going to be faster, probably.
I think that shark gets one good chomp out of that killer whale. He's losing a lot of blood at that point.
It's definitely
True.
going to take a
Killer
a
whales
couple.
are pretty fucking violent though.
Yeah, they are though. They are.
They play
They'll
with
fuck
their
you up.
food and shit.
Oh yeah, I used to have a pet one.
You had a pet killer whale?
Yeah, man.
Keep him in a kiddie pool out back.
Yeah,
It
a little
it
big.
got
Little
too
baby.
big. We had to let him go. Yeah.
Let him loose in the Harpeth.
Yeah.
My wife, her family, her dad and them, they did have a pet alligator for a while though, and that was pretty crazy.
What was its name?
I believe his name was Elvis.
Elvis. That's a good name for an alligator.
Elvis.
Never met him, but they said we live down there near the Wakulla River, and our grandmother's got a house down there, and I think it was as a baby he swam up or something at some point, and they ended up taking him home. Or I don't remember what happened, but that's that was the story of that.
So you live close to Wakulla Springs?
Yes. And
Okay, yeah.
it's pronounced. We pronounce it Wakulla, which actually means mysterious waters. I'm not sure. I mean, that's probably how it's pronounced, but
It's a pretty place.
oh man, it's beautiful.
Dude, it was beautiful.
I went fishing a couple of years ago in Apalachicola down at like around Dog Island and stuff. I don't know if you know where that is.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, but
we
yeah,
go fishing out there all the time.
Yeah, that was probably the best fishing spot I'd been. I like going to the beach and fishing almost every year. That's probably the best place I'd been where I caught the most stuff.
That's
Man.
definitely some of the nicer water and flats fishing that we have around there. I mean, you can flats fish everywhere around there, and it's phenomenal. But there's a reef out there close to Dog Island as well, called the Dog Island Reef, and some great fishing out there, man.
Yeah, I rented this is weird. I rented a pontoon boat from a guy in the bay. This is weird, dude. He was like living in this fucking like building that he was running this operation from. So I paid him like $250 or $300, which is nothing for a day.
For the day? Yeah,
for
that's a
the
deal.
Day.
Damn.
I get on this thing. The seat is a folding chair.
Oh yeah,
It is fucking.
That's a special.
Oh, it was. Oh yeah, it was the nice one.
Hey,
it was the nice one. Yo,
You had a chair,
it
man.
did the job.
Fuck
But
yeah.
we were out there fishing, and a storm came, so I had to go kind of like pull up to Dog Island and get out and just like wait for the storm to pass. So I just went and chilled in Dog Island. But yeah, dude, we caught some redfish out there. I caught
Man.
the biggest stingray I'd ever fucking caught.
it's
Got a
beautiful
caught
out
a
there.
Big old dude like that.
Damn.
Caught a little one, ate it.
Yeah.
What
Is
Damn,
it
you
called
need
Dog
some-
Island because there's only dogs on it?
Yeah, there's 37 different species of dogs, and they're the only things that inhabit that island.
Only thing.
Wow, dude.
No, it's not. Do
Fucking
you know
dog
why
party.
they actually call it Dog Island? It's just called Dog Island.
I believe from an airplane, it either looks like the head or the mouth or the shape of a dog. I can't remember
Okay,
exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's the story of that.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't go fucking fishing like in the ocean like that. I'll puke. 3 seconds in, I puke.
Oh man, you get
The
seasick.
rock-
Oh, dude, I get so seasick.
It's brutal, dude. It's real.
I just came back from Key West in May. I went down there with a good friend of mine and his dad and his sister and my dad, and we went deep sea fishing. And that's some of the best in the world down there. And that was the first time I'd been deep sea fishing since middle school, and I was a little worried I was gonna get sick. We took some of that medication. I guess
Ginger.
Dramamine?
You can take,
it was Dramamine and something else. Bonine.
Vicodin or something? No,
Yeah, Xanax. It was actually Xanax. But it worked, man. I mean, I could tell the seas were fairly rough that day. I think like 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there.
Damn.
And we went out.
Jeez.
You don't have to go that far there, but man, that was a lot of fun though. I'm glad I didn't get sick. And even if I did, would have been a great time. We caught some mahi and a sailfish and some other stuff.
bro, sailfish. That's something I want to catch right there, dude.
Dude, that was the first fish we caught. It was
Really?
amazing.
Oh,
It
bro,
was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It was awesome.
that would be tight.
So everybody's talking about this this raid Area 51 shit.
Yeah, I'm on it, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
I feel like we can't go further until we talk about it a little bit.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen the documentary?
You're
No.
talking about the Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched it. I watched him on Joe Rogan though. I watched. Did you watch that? Him on Joe Rogan talking?
See, I think that's what this is about, right? Or is it about?
No, yeah, that's
No
it. Joe
clue.
Rogan even made a post. He's like, I can't help but feel like partially responsible for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because he had him on there like digging
Right
deep,
before,
talking
yeah.
about it, and that's
Right.
somebody's gonna make. I think it's great how much.
Yeah,
you know,
dude. People are all
yeah,
over it. It's
people just
funny as
jump
shit.
on with it.
Dude,
Goes
some of
back
the
to-
memes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
memes are
so
the best. What I
funny.
live for, dude.
I didn't know that there was a documentary or something out there.
It goes
I might
back
have
to the
check
power
that
of
out.
social media, man.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
We
if
put it out there on the internet.
What's the for people who don't know, what's the documentary about?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So basically,
Me being one of them.
It's just Bob Lazar. In 1989, he came out with this information about Area 51, and I believe it was Site 24 or something like that he was working at. And the documentary kind of talks to him in today's age and flips back to some of his previous interviews and talks to another gentleman by the name of, I believe it's Bob Knapp or Cap or something like that. He was an investigator that originally pursued what Bob Lazar was saying back in the day in the late 80s and early 90s to try to find some credibility to what this guy was saying, because obviously that's a phenomenon of interest in the world, is aliens and things of like that. But so it just kind of follows him around a little bit, and there's a couple circumstances that occur that are kind of weird with the FBI and the government. They pop in kind of during the recording process of some things in the documentary. And so it just kind of goes into detail about, what he said when he worked there and all that stuff.
Do you buy into it at all? Any of the Area 51 stuff?
The aliens and shit. I don't know, man. My thoughts are pretty
Do you
conflicting.
think it's just like a tactic for them to keep us in the dark?
No.
They're like we'll pretend there's some shit in there to keep them on edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, even Bob Lazar came out, and because he responded to this whole Facebook group wanting to storm it and shit.
Yeah.
He said, he's like, guys, don't, like, you're fucking stupid. You're going to get shot.
Yeah, you will
A,
get mowed
and
down.
B, he was like, last time I was there was over 20 years ago. Who the fuck knows if there's anything still there, or if they had moved that base that he was at. It could be in a totally different location,
Area
not even in the
52.
same state, not even the same. Who knows where it is?
For sure.
You know what I mean? I think by
Yeah.
this point, 2019, Area 51 and aliens is such a big thing, and it's been talked
Yeah.
about so much.
For sure.
If there was some top secret shit, I don't think it'd be there anymore.
Yeah.
I think he's right on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My thoughts are pretty conflicting on it. I don't know.
It's hard to, I don't know, it's hard to, you almost want to believe it, in a way. At least I do, because you want to know you got to believe that there's more than just us out
There's
there.
aliens out. I believe in aliens 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Whether or not they have an alien captive at Alien 51.
Or
Alien
they've even
51?
visited,
Yeah,
you know?
that's
said
a little
alien.
too
Yeah,
far.
Alien 51, dude.
And I don't think
club I'm starting.
I don't think that's. I don't believe that's what Lazar was saying. He was saying that he worked on an alien spacecraft. I can't recall if he ever said like they had another alien life form or anything like that.
He said he worked on an alien spacecraft.
Right. He said
Damn.
he was in a specific department that worked on this alien spacecraft, and it had technology. And this is what he's a scientist, so he was pretty adamant about like why are we keeping this a secret when we have just discovered a technology that is not is not something man-made or that we can do. Like, this is something that's never been done before, and we're sitting here trying to keep it a secret. He said, I don't have anything to lose. And that's the only reason, like, I partially believe the guy is because, I don't think he wants to get all this attention for all this.
Right.
He said, I don't care if anybody believes me or not. This is what I saw, so I'm not going to lie about it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing Joe Rogan's pointed out is his story from the time that all came about and it first hit the media to now is
Dude, that's
exactly
so
the
long.
same.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. He hasn't changed it or variated his story at all.
Wow.
And if you were to lie about something like that
Yeah.
for that long, you're going to fucking slip up.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
For sure.
Or you're
That's-
just going to get tired of it.
Exactly, tired of just fucking lying. Why would you be going on Joe Rogan and having documentaries and shit made if you were just
Right.
lying? You're like, oh, no, I don't know. I kind of believe him. He
Yeah.
could just be a fucking crazy person, but I think he's a super intellect.
Yeah.
I don't think I buy it, dude.
Most of the evidence, it's always so fucking vague, though. That's what bothers me.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what he was saying, even when they were working there, it wasn't like he was there and everybody else at Area 51 knew each other and they were all working together.
Right.
They were in like 2-man teams and they were working and the scientists couldn't do their actual scientific shit and work together. These two dudes would do this.
Yeah.
Somebody would come in, take what they found, and go around to
on.
all the other 2-man groups, collect it, bring it in, and be like, okay. They weren't letting all the scientists do their scientific research the
No.
way that that science works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to keep it under wraps while
Yeah.
trying to figure out what the fuck they had on their hands. You know?
Right.
Have you ever thought like what alien like alphabets would look like? Like if you could picture making up your own alphabet, like it's hard to because we have one ingrained in our heads. But
Yeah.
like,
I could do
you
it.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Like,
think it looks something like hieroglyphs or just
Yeah,
dots
like-
and lines.
yeah, like it. Yeah,
Or maybe they're so smart they don't even have a fucking alphabet. Everything is
Just-
straight
yeah,
telepathic,
just straight
and it's
energy.
all just they don't even. And they listen to music, and it's like
Extreme techno.
it sounds like fucking Morse code.
yeah.
And
Dude, our fucking alphabet is pretty much emojis at this point. So can you imagine aliens being like, this is how they communicate with each other? They just send a bunch of series of
Smiley
emojis.
face,
It's almost believable.
licky
Yeah.
tongue,
Yeah.
eggplant.
Yeah.
Shit.
What the fuck should they mean?
What is this purple object?
I believe he's trying to get laid, sir. That's what aliens sound
You
like.
guys should check out the documentary though. It's pretty interesting. They did a good job on it for sure.
Oh yeah.
If you could take one item, if you're to raid Area 51, if you're going to join them, what would you have in your fucking hand storming Area 51?
Great question.
I'd have a fucking 40.
A fucking handle
I'd have an
of
old
Jack
English
Daniels.
in a fucking paper bag. I'd be running, chugging, dude.
I'd have a knapsack full of memes.
A knapsack full of memes, dude.
That'd get me by.
You just have a shirt that said "Meme Lord" on it. You
Exactly.
go out on top.
Exactly. I'm already ahead now, baby.
Dude, what they should do is just strip down naked and raid it all naked. They can't, there's going to be a couple of guards that are like, ew,
No, they're gonna get shot from a long
Don't
way
look.
away. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and even if
sure.
there's 300,000 of them, they'll be like, I could pop out about 3,000 rounds a few seconds. You know what I mean? They'll be like,
Just mowing.
cool, dude.
Do you really think they have the permission to kill people if they run up
Yes,
an
a
area?
dude tried going to Area 51 a few years ago and got fucking shot, dude. They don't play around.
Yeah, they issued a statement a couple days ago.
Did they? They were like,
they
if you
said
try
we
to-
will mow you down.
We will shoot
Yeah.
you. That's
Yeah.
that's a fucking military base.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, even going back to the documentary, a couple times, one of his buddies, they interviewed one of Bob Lazar's friends, and from like way back in the day. I think they were neighbors or something, and the guy was saying on several occasions they would be in the car going somewhere, and they got shot at a couple times.
Damn.
What? Just
Yeah, have you ever
driving
like
around there?
gotten the deep hole of YouTube and ended up on Area 51
Yeah,
videos?
I've watched videos of dudes
Yeah.
on dirt bikes and stuff riding up there and getting
Dude,
met by like trucks.
Those
and they're
white
like,
trucks
what the
and
fuck
shit.
you think you're doing,
yeah,
dude? Like,
they know where you're at all times.
Yeah, and they're like, "Are you
Yeah.
stupid? Like,
Yeah.
we're cutting you a break. Turn the
Yeah.
fuck around." Which that is kind of sketchy, but at the same time, it's a military base.
for
like,
sure.
And
For sure.
regardless if they're just fucking testing missiles or whatever the fuck, you don't need to be out there.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Yeah, it's probably better not to know what's in there if they're gonna shoot you.
Yeah, I mean, ignorance is bliss, right? And we're pretty happy.
It's probably the truest statement ever made.
Yeah.
If they were smart, they'd be like, let everybody think there was shit in Area 51, but really it's like somewhere the fuck else.
That's
you
what
know
I'm
I mean?
saying, dude. It's moved. It's in Antarctica, dude. They have the technology.
Yeah.
There's probably like an entire fake mountain in Colorado, just full of the real Area 51
Like Austin
shit.
Powers or something.
Yeah. It's in the
Donald
volcano
Trump
somewhere.
sitting in there.
Yeah.
His lair.
My mountain, it's great like the movie. I want to be like Powers.
My favorite
It's
character
huge.
in Game of
It's gonna be
Thrones.
The biggest mountain. We need to be taller. It'd be huge.
We're gonna pick up the mountain. We're gonna put it on the border of
I'm
Mexico.
going to stack it.
We're gonna build a
Just
wall,
one-
mountain, mountain wall.
We're a wall of mountains. A wall of mountains. If they want to come to America, they're gonna climb a mountain. Nobody's gonna climb a mountain. You ever seen a mountain? Nobody's gonna climb a mountain.
We're gonna plant a mountain. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys
find me a mountain farmer.
You guys ever do any hiking or mountain climbing or anything like that?
Man, I'm a big dude.
Gravity takes its part.
Yeah, I mean, I like hiking. I like being in nature. I don't do any like crazy shit like the dudes in Yosemite. Those documentaries. I'm not doing
Yeah.
any like latching in. But if there's a good trail,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If there's a rock I've got to pull up on, something like
Yeah.
that I could do. But I'm
Yeah.
not scaling the face of a fucking cliff or
Yeah.
anything.
The people who free climb just baffle me. Like I
Yeah,
could
dude, you
never,
might as
dude.
well get in a squirrel suit and jump out of a fucking helicopter, dude.
Yeah.
That shit's exhilarating.
Are you guys thrill seekers? You guys do that shit?
I rock climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't free climb, but I
You
do
like
rock.
with the harnesses and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah. I rock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How
good
does
workout.
that? How does that? I don't even know how that works. Like I understand
Yeah.
like the indoor climbing places, but when you go to wherever to go, how does that work? Are there already latches?
Yeah, there's clips. So you'll take clips with you, and there's clips that are on the rock that previous climbers have drilled in, and you'll have a buddy that's belaying you with a rope. So they'll tie it around their waist or into a harness and feed you slack as you go up. And you just take the clip and clip in as you're going up. They keep giving you slack. And then once you get to the top, you can anchor it in, and then you can come all the way down, and then they can just tie in and go all the way up. It's, yeah.
So you gotta have a buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever drilled any of your own holes?
No.
Do you know people that have done that?
I don't know people. No, my buddy's a huge rock climber, but I don't know if he's ever done
See,
it
that's
himself.
always intrigued me because like, how did okay, there's clips there, but how did they get there? Somebody had to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's that's something different.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's pretty
'cause
much
if
like
you-
free climbing at that point.
I guess you're clipped into the one below you.
Right.
So if you fall, you've got that as long as you
Yeah.
didn't fuck up your fucking
Yeah.
drill. But
Dude.
that's still, bro. That's
That's got to be
That's
one of
a
like
rush,
just
dude.
one of the
it's
extreme
so-
sports
it's
where
so fun,
you
man.
have to be just like in there mentally the
Right,
entire
yeah.
time because
Yeah.
like you look down and then you're fucked. You know,
bro. And your
Free-
cardio, I feel like. I mean, yeah, you got to be strong, but I feel like cardio is probably one of the biggest games in that. 100%.
cardio. Your legs play a
Muscles
lot.
you don't think about. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
Yeah.
Your fingers.
You're like, where did these muscles come from? Yeah.
Yeah, my fingers are like, they like get sore sometimes after.
Sometimes you got to pull up by mainly them, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you'll be hanging on by like this much.
that's
like
fucking
this
crazy,
many.
dude.
What's the highest you've ever climbed?
I'd say probably like size this building, even more maybe.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't. He rock climbs. I go with him. I'm more of a hiking, and I'll do some what they call scrambling. Is that what it's called?
Belaying, or what?
No, where you're just climbing over rocks. You're not really
Bouldering?
climbing.
Oh, bouldering.
Yeah, there's bouldering's different. I think it's called scrambling, where you're basically just like you're hiking out here, but you come across like some broken up rocks or whatever, and you're
Oh,
just
you're
walking
just-
on top of them.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
climb up one or two.
It's like parkour in the wilderness.
Yeah, with
Right,
the rocks,
right.
yeah.
I've had the interest to do some, some like 10,000 peaks with some buddies. We've talked about doing it, which is kind of like the first step of getting acclimated, but that's not really like rock climbing or,
Yeah.
it's more of just, it's still a mountain and you're climbing it, but it's more of a hike
Yeah,
than anything. But there's
definitely.
some
I
scary
drive.
shit.
I've been up to the top of
It's-
some mountains. I drove.
Yeah.
And I took the long route.
You ever watch that show, Alaskan Bush People?
No.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes.
That dude, the one kid, his name was like Wolf or something.
No,
Yeah.
are you talking about Bear?
Is it Bear? And he's like always doing that scrambling thing, like running around and going, oh, and howling and stuff. And just
Yeah.
covered in dirt and mud and shit. And
Yeah.
Theatrics, dude.
that guy's cool. And the whole family's cool, man. They just build shit all the time.
They're cool. He's like, my name's Bell. He's like, I'm gonna rub some deer shit on my skin.
Bug repellent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I rub myself in aloe, I won't get burned by the sun.
It's important to ingest them, too.
Yeah.
Gulp,
Oh,
gulp,
man.
gulp,
Yeah.
gulp, gulp. That was deer piss.
Most humans couldn't drink this water, but since I've lived in the bush so long, my tummy is invulnerable. Is that the right word?
How old is this dude?
Dude, he's
Like our age?
Yeah, he's probably like our age.
Damn, he's a modern day Bear Grylls.
Bro, yeah, dude, fucking Bear, dude. His name is Bear.
Wish my name was Bear.
Yeah, dude.
Bear Huff.
After his
How
Uncle
the hell
Bear
are you?
Grylls.
Yeah.
Well, this is usually the part of the show where we insult each other based on our appearance.
Yeah, but before we get into anything like that, we do have to take a time to thank our sponsors. Our sponsor today, Macy's. Your local department store, Macy's.
They've been good to us for a long time now. We appreciate all the help and all the free shit they give us.
They give
too.
us a fuck ton of free shit. Go shout out to Janet
Yeah.
down there at Macy's, Cool Springs Boulevard.
I've saved a lot of money in the past year.
We have, and if you're looking to open a new line of credit, they're actually offering a really fucking good deal. I can't even remember. I didn't write it down on my sheet with me, but they are offering a really good credit card deal right now. So go see your folks down at your local Macy's.
And of course, we do got to mention our other sponsor really quick. This episode has been brought to you by the chocolatey delicious drink Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo, the chocolate milk drink, fun for me and you. Buy it at your local convenience store.
And after you take a sip, don't forget to go, mm-hmm. That's Yoo-Hoo with your lips closed.
Best on a hot day. Hey, you remember the time that me and you, we played a show and we dressed up in corpse paint like we were in like a fucking death metal band?
Yeah.
And Dale was like, that's a cool idea, guys. I'm going to buy a raccoon tail and, paint black circles around my eyes and be a fucking raccoon. We're like, all right, we'll come out to the dumpster to get you when we're ready to play, Dale.
Man,
You remember that? That was a good time.
He played the part, too. He's got in that
He
dumpster.
did, dude. That tail was swinging, dude.
talking about doing crazy shit. The gig that we played with Sister Man Band,
Right.
Caleb, he's an artist by the name Caleb DeCasper, I think. He's out of Texas, and he's good friends with our drummer RJ Thornton. And RJ was telling me a story one time because we booked this gig, and RJ's like, "Yeah, it's my buddy," and he's telling me a story about it. And I guess from what RJ said, and he'll have to tell the story so it's factual, but he had stated that Caleb got on stage and brought a deer heart,
Oh, yeah?
a raw deer heart,
Like
and
a-
just took
like
a
a
chunk out of it,
wild,
pulled a
freshly-
Aussie.
What?
Fresh
my
raw
God.
deer heart and got sick as fuck.
He got sick.
Oh, yeah.
I bet, dude.
That's
Because
what
he ain't
RJ
a
said.
savage, dude. And it wasn't fresh, dude. He's like, I'll throw this in a cooler and take it to my gig tomorrow night.
Oh,
He
my
just
God.
killed it. Yeah. No, I don't even know if I'd want to do it fresh.
I wouldn't, dude.
Or
I'm not all
cooked.
naked and afraid, dude. I'm not starving.
No, I'm
Hell
good.
no, dude.
I'm
Hey.
not.
Dude, I used to date this girl that, like, maybe go to all these, like, cool, hip, like, art galleries, like, in, like, a shitty part of town or something, you know what I mean? And there were these exhibits. It wasn't even paintings or anything. One of them was a chick, like, everybody was in there waiting for it to start, and her art thing was she walked in with a suit on and a briefcase in her hand, and then she walked in the middle of the room and opened the briefcase, and it was just pig's blood. And then she covered herself in pig's blood,
Whoa.
and then just stood there for, like,
Was that
15
like
minutes.
like
Real
a,
life Carrie.
she was like rebelling against or like boycotting pork. or something.
I don't know. She didn't say anything. She didn't talk to anybody. But some of those. Another one was like just a bunch of guys playing basketball. that was the art thing.
That's funny.
Just 3 guys playing basketball.
That's
Why aren't we
hilarious.
artists?
Yeah, I don't know.
We just Dale. We're gonna need you to dress up like a raccoon again. We've got an art show.
Yeah.
So,
It's just gonna be Dale eating trash in the middle of a white room.
where you guys? What's some of your favorite places to eat around town?
Favorite places to eat. I love my local Mexican restaurants.
Hey,
Yeah.
gotta hit it. Gotta get the chips and
dying.
salsa in. The
We'll
free
edit that
chips
out.
and salsa, not the chips and salsa where
Yeah.
they're gonna charge you $1.25 every time you get a little.
There is a spot around here like that.
Stizos.
Yeah, we don't have to say that. Mestizos. Nah,
Dude, that place is
they do
flying,
that,
dude.
They do. Yeah, that place
Place
is
is
fucking
good.
fucking good as shit.
Yeah.
There's one place on the west side, fucking Chagos. You guys ever been there?
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, their chimichangas out of this world.
Chaga,
Yeah.
it's over there by Belmont.
Yeah, it's my Belmont.
Yeah, you can go and they got a special in there. I haven't been there forever. I think it's 2 tacos, rice, beans, a can of Tecate, and a shot of tequila, and it's like $11 or something like that.
Damn.
That's a fucking deal, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Good time.
Chagos, dude.
Chagos.
Chimichanga though, that's a good get. If you've never been to a Mexican restaurant before,
That's a good
chimichanga,
introductory.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
you gotta.
go-to to see if the place is
Totally.
good.
I like making them at the crib, dude.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
the
man.
sauce they put on
Let's
it
get
at
some-
Chagos. I don't know what they put in that shit, but it's just
Yeah.
fire. And they have giant margaritas too. We recorded an album down the street from there one time, and every day it was just Chagos for lunch, dude.
Nice,
Oh, nice.
dude. Korea House, you guys been there?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, dude, best Korean spot in town.
What is Korean food exactly? What's their main dish?
I think it's like
Is it like pad thai? Is that Korean? That's Thai.
That's Thai.
Thailandish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from Thailand.
no, they like Korean barbecue or something.
Oh yeah, Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lot of like sweeter kind of flavors,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like black pepper and stuff.
Yeah.
They use a lot of that.
Is bourbon chicken like a
I think that's
Korean?
Chinese.
Chinese? Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever go to like a good Chinese buffet?
Oh yeah, dude. I
The
could
best.
down a Chinese
Good
buffet, man.
Americanized Chinese buffet.
The
Dude,
shittier the better.
Good
Yeah.
old fashioned.
do you know what I get? You know, I'm a piece of shit, okay? You know what I get when I go to a Chinese buffet? I get
get-
fried rice, and I put a bunch of mozzarella sticks on it, a bunch of sweet and sour chicken, and then cover it in that sweet and sour sauce. And that's
Yeah.
And sometimes I get French fries. Why the fuck would I get French fries at a Chinese buffet? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you
They're almost better at our food than we are. That's the thing.
It's a special, man. You got your own special. Now you start a restaurant, that could be on the menu.
Yeah, you're the guy that gets the pizza sitting on the fucking Chinese buffet.
We were coming back from Florida one time. We played a couple gigs down there, and we were coming back, and we stopped in like Troy, Alabama, or somewhere like that.
somewhere in Alabama.
And most of us in the van seemed like everybody was craving, Chinese or whatnot. So we were like, fuck it, find the first Chinese place, and we're eating there. And we get there, and I started to second guess myself.
Yeah, we
It's
did not eat there.
Small ass hole in the wall.
No
man.
sign.
Oh,
I've
man.
eaten in some sketchy ass Chinese buffets. We
Man.
rented a practice space one time out somewhere outside of Nashville, and you got off the interstate, and there was a sign that said like $5.99 Chinese buffet,
Done.
and we were all broke. We went in there one day, and we never went back. 'Cause
Yeah.
we ate like a plate, and we were like, all right, we ain't come back.
Gave it a shot though.
Yeah, we gave it a shot because
Yeah.
we're like, hell, we're a sucker for a deal.
You damn
Yeah,
right.
You know,
right,
but
right.
it ain't worth fucking Giardia, dude.
Dude, only Chinese buffets and Chipotle are the two restaurants that if I sit down and eat at, I'm probably going to have to take a shit before I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it just goes right through you.
Yeah.
All that MSG.
Yeah,
sure.
seriously.
Yeah, I am gonna say for favorite places to eat. Honestly, besides Mexican restaurants, the places I find myself going to the most are the fucking hot chicken places.
Dude,
Yeah.
Because I love fucking fried chicken and
Yeah,
I
man.
like spicy food.
for sure.
And even Hattie B's, even though that's kind of like the touristy one, that's
It's good.
close. And dude, they have good fucking.
It's touristy
chicken,
for
dude.
a
it's
reason.
good, man.
Yeah,
it's
Exactly.
good.
It's fucking good. I hit Hattie B's pretty often, dude. I'll
Bro.
hit a fucking Prince's or fucking
Bolton's.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm out that way. But
Bolton's is where it's at for me, man.
yeah,
If
Man,
I'm,
hot
if
chicken,
I'm
though.
craving
I'm
hot
a
chicken,
Yeah.
if I'm craving hot chicken, I will make the trip to Bolton's.
Yeah.
They're hot as fuck though. Like their mild is like a
enough.
hot.
Dude, I cannot eat hot food like I used to be able to, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be
I
careful.
love killing the barbecue, man.
Yeah.
That's we barbecue quite a bit, but I'll hit Edley's.
Oh yeah.
At least
Martin's.
it's good.
I feel like Martin's is.
Tough to beat.
Yeah.
Can't
tough
say
to
it.
beat.
Can't say it on the air.
Yeah, Martin's is right up there. I love their brisket.
I'll take
say
either
that.
sponsorship. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take either
I'm
one.
not gonna
I'll
be
take
picky,
either
bro.
one.
Edley's
Yeah.
chicken's good. I like Martin's.
And I'll tell you,
beef.
I work down at Acme, man, and
Do
their
you?
ribs are probably the best in the city out of all the fucking barbecue places I've been.
Yeah.
Go get the fucking ribs at Acme, dude. It's the same
Oh,
ones they
Acme.
sell at the Southern Steak and Oyster.
I'm gonna have
Oh,
to do
really?
it now.
You're not gonna be disappointed, man.
Dude, we got
they're some of the best.
we got the catfish there one night, and it was fucking
Yeah.
solid.
The catfish
Catfish is
was
good.
really good.
It's
I haven't
solid.
really had bad catfish here.
Yeah, there's a lot
You know,
of
I'm,
good catfish.
I'm a
for
big
sure.
seafood eater back being from Florida, and
Mm.
you know, you're not going to find any fresh seafood here, so you can get a fresh catfish.
You like
and
thin and crispy, or do you like a fucking meaty
Filet.
catfish?
I like in between. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't,
I'm like pretty in between.
I don't want the bread being so like not done that you can kind of scrape it, but it's got to have a little crunch to it. Man.
Exactly.
You got to get the flavors in there. A
Yeah,
little.
you don't want a mouthful of juicy
Bread.
catfish, but you want some meat. You don't
Yeah.
want just a chip.
For
right.
sure, for
Exactly.
sure.
Like that French fry, you know. McDonald's got it perfect.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Dude. That's a good comparison. I like my fucking catfish like a fucking McDonald's French
Exactly.
fry.
Y'all ever have
Addicting.
Wingstop French fries?
No, I've never been to
Dude.
Wingstop. Is it worth it? Is it
Wingstop
good?
French fries, man. They put like sugar or something.
Yeah.
on
Oh, really?
them.
It's
And they're
crack.
fucking good, man.
They
Where's
are a
even
little
Wingstop
soggy.
around here?
Yeah, over
There's
by
one.
Walmart.
There's one over there by Walmart.
I've never been to Wingstop before. Was it good?
If y'all like
I didn't
spicy
eat the wings.
stuff, I'd highly recommend the mango habanero.
I fuck with that, dude.
It'll get you, man. But it may be in that top tier of the Chinese and the Chipotle. If you
might-
do
Yeah,
that,
probably,
man.
yeah.
Shit yourself.
Yeah, dude, I got a weak stomach, man.
Yeah.
If I put the wrong thing down there, see you later. Head to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
guaranteed.
crush some spicy food.
then. Yeah.
I can go pretty hot. We cut up some jalapenos and put it in some steamed vegetables, and I don't know if like we dropped a few seeds or something in
No,
it.
we put all the seeds in there.
Oh,
It
did
was
you?
my fault.
There you go.
Okay, that's
There
what.
you go.
Dude,
Yeah.
it started steaming, and I was like,
No, we were crying in my kitchen.
yeah.
It's
at
like
first,
1
it
in the
started
morning.
coughing, and I was like, is there some fucking onions or something around?
It was bad.
I was like, is it the chicken? Like, what the fuck is it? And I came to the conclusion it was fucking jalapenos. Dude, we were like
a
getting
case of beer
gassed
deep
in
each.
this
You have to
fucking
eat
kitchen.
it because you made it.
It was solid. It
Oh
was
man,
good.
we were already too gone to really understand what tasted good and bad, anyways. So
Bro,
Yeah.
we were fucked up at 1:30 in the morning and cooked a fucking full dinner.
yeah,
That's the best. That's the most fun time to do it. Make like an elaborate stoner meal. You know
Yeah,
what I
dude.
mean? Like, or whatever meal.
Yeah.
And but you know, it's like simple things, but they're all piled on top of each other, covered in some kind of like sauce of
Some
some sort.
sauce,
And then,
oh yeah.
oh man, like cheesy hot tots.
Yeah.
Oh, I got tater tots. Cool. I got cheddar cheese. Cool. Put the cheddar cheese in, tater tots. Put them in the oven. Put some hot sauce in that bitch.
Start getting
Louisiana.
creative.
Louisiana, baby.
God damn.
All right. Well, before Dale has his time to shine, guys, each of you give the Huff and Brown listeners some words to live by, your mantra, if you will, and plug all your shit. Let everybody know where they can find you, what you got coming up in the recent fucking months. Let them have it.
Yeah. Your listeners mostly in Nashville right now, you know?
Who the fuck knows,
Yeah.
dude?
Probably. Hopefully.
Ho-
This
yeah,
may
I'm
be this
guessing.
may be 10 years from now.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
can know.
Well, short term, play in the basement, August 26th with Lone Hollow, Matt Koziel.
And then we're going to be recording, August 1st weekend. And you can check out all of our socials and YouTube and all that good stuff at Highway Natives, at Highway Natives. We're going to be in Macon, Georgia on September 14th at the Rookery. So if any down south people are down there and want to check us out, you can check us out there. And just be sure to keep up with us online because we're keeping everybody in the loop.
Oh yeah, you heard the man.
Yes, sir.
You heard it first here. Give the listeners some words to live by. If you could drop a knowledge bomb, some words of advice.
Say if you're the wisest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Ooh,
That was a good
that's
one.
a good
Yeah.
one. That's got to be top
I've
3.
always-
That is.
I've
That's,
always-
that's definitely top 3 of all time.
I've always lived by that.
That's
yeah.
good.
Hey,
Wrong room, motherfucker. If you add motherfucker in the end, maybe I don't know, like give him some pizzazz or something.
Yeah. For me, man, there's no better time than now.
Another good
That's
one.
another fucking good one.
You had them ready too. Sometimes people are like, whoa.
Yeah, y'all fucking know, dude.
We
That's
know,
fucking
man.
good. Hey, fucking thanks for coming out here,
Thanks for
guys.
having
Let's
us,
give our
man.
guests a round of
This was a
applause.
great time.
Yeah.
Man. Hell yeah.
What a delightful early evening chat.
It was. That was a that was a great fucking evening, guys.
Yeah, that's fun.
Before I fucking died, Dale, why don't you go home and do what you do best, buddy?
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Perfect.